So let's dive into a real high-stakes geopolitical drama. We're talking about a nuclear-armed nation that's found itself caught in a trap it's set for itself. This is the story of Pakistan and how a simple promise to an ally, Saudi Arabia, has pushed it right to the edge of a cliff, staring down at either a regional war or a total internal collapse.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're exploring here. It's a fascinating question, isn't it? How does a promise, something that's supposed to create safety and stability, actually become the very thing that could tear a country apart?
Okay, so the key concept here is what experts call a commitment trap, and it is exactly what it sounds like. Imagine this. A leader makes a big, public promise. They draw a line in the sand for everyone to see. But then the situation changes, and suddenly they're stuck. Following through on the promise means disaster, but backing down, that means losing all credibility, maybe even their job. It's the ultimate lose-lose. They're trapped. To really get how Pakistan walks straight into this mess, we have to rewind the clock a bit, back to September of 2025. That's where it all started, with a deal signed quietly, behind the scenes, between two old allies, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia.
You see, this pact was kinda two-faced, and that was totally by design. To the public, it looked like Pakistan was giving Saudi Arabia a nuclear umbrella, plain and simple. But in the diplomatic backrooms, it was all about constructive ambiguity. That's the fancy term for making it intentionally vague. The whole point was to create a deterrent that was so powerful precisely because you'd never actually have to use it. It gave everyone an out.
But here's the thing about ambiguity. It's a really tough thing to maintain. Just look at this quote from Ali Shihabi, who's known to be close to the Saudi royals. He wasn't talking about ambiguity, was he? He saw a clear-cut nuclear umbrella. And that perception, especially from Riyadh's side, just cranked the stakes way, way up. And that perception leads us right to the moment this whole quiet, vague understanding just blew up into a very loud, very public crisis. This is the moment the trap was sprung. So for about 6 months, this pact just kind of simmered in the background. But then, fast forward to March 2026. The whole region is on fire, war is breaking out, and Pakistan's foreign minister, Ishaq Dar, steps up to a microphone. He publicly invokes the pact and issues a direct warning to Iran. And in that one instant, poof, all that carefully crafted ambiguity was gone. Now you might think this was a mistake, a slip of the tongue. Nope. This was a textbook move. What Dar did was deliberately create something called audience costs. It's a way of signaling just how serious you are by making the political price of backing down incredibly high. The logic is actually pretty straightforward, but man, is it powerful. First, you make a big promise in front of everyone. Suddenly, your own people, your allies, your enemies, they're all watching. They expect you to follow through. And that raises the price of failure. Backing down now isn't just a change of plans, it's a public humiliation. You've drawn your line and you've made sure the whole world is there to watch you cross it or not. The thing is, this public promise didn't just create one audience for Pakistan. It created 3. And each one is pulling the country in a different, incredibly dangerous direction. It's created this impossible situation, what some analysts are calling a geopolitical 3-body problem. All right, first up, you've got the pressure from Riyadh. The Saudis heard that public promise loud and clear, and they absolutely expect Pakistan to make good on it. But this isn't just about diplomatic honor. Pakistan's economy is literally on life support from Saudi Arabia. We're talking debt rollovers, cheap oil, and the money sent home by more than 4 million Pakistani workers. Pissing off Riyadh could trigger a complete economic meltdown. Then you've got the pressure from Tehran. And Iran isn't some far-off enemy. They're a powerful neighbor, sharing a long, porous border that's really tough to control. There's this super fragile truce, this ballistic silence, that's held since they actually traded missile strikes back in 2024. A public threat from Pakistan could be all it takes for Iran to decide that silence is over. And finally, there's the third and maybe the most dangerous source of pressure. It's not external, it's internal. It's coming from the street, from inside Pakistan itself. See, Pakistan has 40 million Shia Muslims. Asking them to support Saudi Arabia against Iran, the biggest Shia power in the world, is like lighting a match in a gas station. With the government's ability to control public anger already called visibly broken, this could ignite massive sectarian violence from within. So, you've got your main ally, your biggest neighbor, and your own people all pulling you in opposite directions. The commitment trap has slammed shut. Pakistan is well and truly stuck. And honestly, every possible escape route leads to disaster. I mean, just look at this impossible choice.
Option 1, honor the pact. The risk? War with Iran, maybe even the Afghan Taliban opening a second front and the country imploding from sectarian violence. Okay, so what about option 2? Stay silent? Well then, the pact is revealed to be a bluff. Its deterrent value is gone, and Saudi Arabia pulls the financial plug, crushing your entire economy. There is no good option here. And the real tragedy here is that this wasn't some unforeseeable event. People saw it coming. Right when the pact was signed, retired Brigadier General Feroz Khan gave this chillingly accurate warning. He predicted that this attempt to gain security could completely backfire and become a massive strategic blunder. The warning was there from start, but it didn't stop the trap from being sprung. Which throws us right back to that question we started with. This crisis in Pakistan forces us to ask something fundamental about power and promises. When a country makes a solemn vow on the world stage, who really pays the price? Is it the leaders who have to break it, or is it the people who have to live with the consequences when they actually keep it?